Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Nikki's here. We are finally here with this new GERD video. Yay! I thought I would never make another GERD video, but it's a lifestyle, right, that we have. So it is a part of our life. And also you guys just keep throwing at me so many good questions, and I'm just like, I gotta come and make this video because, you know, these questions need to be answered. So first, shout out to Peter from the Philippines, Fiona from Singapore. Thank you for sending me these emails. I really am glad to hear from you because just talking to you guys kind of reminded me of where I was before in the same shoe, where I was before in the exact same position that you are right now. And I'm really glad that I was able to answer some of your questions, or even if I didn't answer all your questions, I feel like I was able to be there for you and just, you know, like kind of empathize and listen to what you had to say. So thank you for emailing me and stay in touch. And of course for today's video, because I have seen many comments and questions about the same topic, so I decided to come and make this video. And the topic for today is how I got off PPI. Now first I wanted to put out there a disclaimer that this is my own experience, how I personally got off it, and a lot of the way it happened is because it got affected by other things around me at the time. So I would not recommend you like jump in and try to do whatever I did, because again, like all of us experiencing GERD in a different ways, and the situations around you can really affect how you can properly get off of it. So I would recommend first stay in touch with your doctor, and always go through your doctor before you start any sort of changes in your diet, your medication, anything like that. So just wanted to put that out there. So just because I did it this way doesn't mean that you should follow exactly what I did. But yeah, so let's get right into it. Now I made these flashcards because I don't want to go and ramble on and forget things and make this video longer than it should be. But so I'm gonna walk you through exactly what happened, how I slowly got off the PPI, and what other factors affected how I did it the way I did. So let's get started. With first, I wanted to mention that my first symptom ever, GERD symptom ever, was back in 2011. I got here in the United States in 2009, and I'm not gonna be proud to say this, but I mean, I was young. I was 18, living without my parents, and there was just so much fun around here, right? Like, I mean, you're in college, you have friends, and you know, a lot of drinking and a lot of bad decisions were made. But let's not talk about that. The past is the past. But anyway, so 2011, that was the first, I don't remember exactly when, but that was the first like serious attack that I had. Like, I couldn't eat anything. I was vomiting all the time, or like had the feeling of I needed to vomit, and that burning sensation. I was out of school, took many days off work because I just couldn't get out of bed. I was miserable. Like, you guys know the feeling, you know, you couldn't eat anything, even water made me throw up. It was terrible, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't even go to the doctor because I don't know, I didn't really have good health insurance then. But 2011, remember that, Mark, that was the first time that I really had these like bad flares. And I finally did go to the doctor, or like did my own research online on Google, and I think it sounded like heartburn. Exactly. So I was like, okay, I have heartburn. So I went to, you know, like the drugstore and just got OTC, which is like over-the-counter drugs for heartburn, like Zantac, and it did help, but only for like a few hours, and it comes back. So I did more research and decided to take Prilosec. This is like one of the PPI. So I started Prilosec, and they usually sell you like a 14-day pack thing. So I got that pack for 14 days, and I took it. Honestly, I didn't feel it was getting better until like maybe day 5. I started to feel like, okay, the relief. So after that 14 days, I stopped. And then I just remember that it's been so long now. This is 2011. I just remember that it kept coming back, and you know, I kept taking Zantac afterward, like when I was finished with the 14 days of Prilosec. And I was working at a restaurant then, and the owner, she used to be a doctor. I think she used to be a dentist, and she told me that, hey, some people just have to take this for the rest of their life. Maybe you're one of these people. So I mean, I trusted her, and you know, like, so I just went and buy Prilosec the next day and just start taking Prilosec again, one a day, one in the morning. And I've been taking Prilosec since 2011 until like 2014. Yeah, like once a day, every day. And honestly, I was not being very careful. Sometimes if I would get symptom at night, like I would just be like, it's probably fine, it's over the counter. So I would take one at night too. So sometimes, some days I would take like twice a day, some days I would take like, you know, once in the morning. And you know, it helped me relieve the symptom, but there's others, you know, like symptoms that new symptoms that I got too. Like for example, of course I lost all of my appetite. I never felt like food tastes good anymore. And I was just always afraid of eating anything spicy. Of course I tried to not drink alcohol anymore, but still, like, food just didn't taste good anymore. I lost a lot of weight, had headaches all the time. And if I just forget to take it now, like if I literally forget to take it, like my symptoms would like ramp up really bad. Like it would be worse than before I took it. But you know, I wasn't being smart back then, whatever. I was just taking it because it gets me through the day, and I've been taking it for so long now, it's kind of like a habit now of mine. So and then 2016, a friend of mine, she's a dietitian, right? So I mean, I tell my friends of my problem, because when we go out, you know, I can't eat what they can, and you know, people are wondering like, what's wrong with you, why you can't eat this, and then why do you have to take so many medication on a daily basis, like why do you have to take this for the rest of your life? And so a friend of mine, she's a dietitian, and of course she cared, and she told me that, hey, I don't think that is good for you, like nothing should be taken for like ever. I mean, except there are some situations, say if you have GERD for so long and you're like if your doctor say that, okay, we did a biopsy and you know the tissue inside of your stomach, your esophagus is like the precursor of getting like Barrett's esophagus, means like it's gonna turn to cancer, then yeah, you have to take it for the rest of your life because you don't want to get cancer. But that wasn't my case. I was just being kind of stupid, uneducated in this problem, and just took it because it gets me through the day, and I didn't think about the long-term effects of it. So 2016, now I've been taking PPI for like how many years now? 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 5 years on PPI for every single day. And 2016, that's when my friend, the dietitian, she sent me a PowerPoint presentation of her dietitian friend presented that, you know, taking PPI for long term can cause so many problems down the road, long-term health effects. And a lot of these symptoms, I feel like, okay, I am having them. Like, you know, you can get malnourished because, you know, the body don't absorb all the nutrients because the lack of acid in your stomach. And I get headache and like a bunch of other symptoms that I was just like, oh my god, yeah, this is me. So I decided to get off PPI, but I didn't do it like cold turkey, I mean like cut it off like straight away. I took some time to kind of like space it out, because as soon as I get off of it, I feel like the symptom was creeping up, and I was scared to experience those symptoms again. So I slowly did it. Like for example, I would space it out like one every other day. And then I was so chicken that, you know, one night I wake up and if I feel the symptoms, like I would just take one and didn't even think about like, okay, I'm really trying to get off this. So I was weak and stupid then, but you know, you learn. But so 2016, that's when my friend told me about the PPI, and then I decided to like get off of it. And eventually, so you know, I go to wholesale clubs and I would buy like a large amount of these PPI, Prilosec. They're good drugs, they're really good, but you shouldn't be taking them forever. So I went down to like my last box, and when I reached the last pill, that's when I decided I'm not gonna buy anymore. And then that is like, I think at the end of sometime in 2016, I just stopped buying Prilosec, and I stopped. And then I have done more research on herbal supplements, and that's when I found DGL licorice, aloe vera gel. So I bought a couple of boxes of those, and instead of like taking PPI or Zantac, if I get up at night with the burning sensation and the feeling of like nausea and vomiting, I would just take one of those, and actually they work, they help calm it down. I can go back to sleep. So I start to I started to implement the herbal supplement into my diet more, because I was trying to get off the PPI. And so I was on that role of just, you know, doing herbal supplement instead of PPI. And then if I really need something, like if the herbal doesn't work, I will take a Zantac, and that only works for like a few hours. But so the mixture of like Zantac when I really needed it, and taking herbal supplement plus bland diet, like a really strict diet. As you guys know, all I eat is just bland food, but healthy food, right? Chicken breast, steam it, bake it, boil it, whatever, with only salt, nothing spicy, nothing acidic. And I have been following that diet all the way from like 2000. I took it serious, the most serious, in like 2017 until now, and I'm fine now. Look, I've been eating whatever I wanted over the weekend, and Monday to Friday I eat. That's all I eat. I eat really strict, bland. Well, you can not. I wouldn't call it bland because I add a lot of like flavors in there, such as like garlic salt, some sugar, so salt. Salt doesn't make it bland at all, so I add more salt. But drink more water if you eat more salt. But I don't know if you remember, in I think May 2016, I was unfortunate to be diagnosed with ITP. And now we found out that ITP back then, which is an attack from lupus, and I have lupus, but back then they didn't know. So I got ITP in 2016, I think it's around May, and because of the ITP I had to be on steroids, and these steroids like prednisone can really have an effect on your stomach. So the doctor has to prescribe me another form of PPI, and actually it's like twice the dose of the Prilosec. It's a prescription strength, and I have to take that twice a day when I take my steroids, which is one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So here you go, I'm back to taking PPIs. Not that I wanted to, but because I have to, otherwise my stomach would get messed up from the steroids. So I had to stay on steroid for a year. So that's another year. All of 2016 up to like February 2017, that's when I finally stopped taking steroids. I was on PPI again. But I didn't have a choice. Otherwise I would have stopped it in 2016 already. So that's my own experience and things that affected the way I got off of it. And so I finally got off of steroid in 2017, and again I still have some leftover PPI from, it's called Protonic, so it's like much stronger than the Prilosec, right? And I have some on hand, so whenever I feel like my symptom is getting a little bad, I would just pop one. And then finally this previous year, 2016, I mean 2018, so by 2017 I have stopped taking PPI on a daily basis, but I still have some leftover from, you know, when they gave me those Protonics for to take together with the steroid. So when I feel like it gets really bad and the herbal medication doesn't work, like the licorice, aloe vera, then I would take one, but I really keep it to the minimum. And honestly, I feel like my favorite, and which I didn't find out way later, I think one of the viewers recommended me to try Slippery M, and I tried it, and I feel like so far, for me, I don't know about you, for me the Slippery M worked the best for me. But then, you know, I kind of keep them around, the licorice, aloe vera, Slippery M, and now I found out marshmallow roots as well also does a good job. Just have them around, maybe you can switch them, but I don't know, my personal favorite is still the Slippery M, and for the longest time it was a DGL licorice. So I'm really glad that you guys gave it a try, and some of you told me that it actually works. So yeah, whenever you can, just stay away from the medication and take the herbal stuff if you can. Now, in November 2018, this is why I have my notes. So it's been a while, right? Like since all 2017, I pretty much stay away from PPI, and my holy grail products were all this herbal supplement. And if it really get worse, I would just take a Zantac, and that's it. You know, diet was number one, herbal supplement, and just managing your stress too. Again, as you know how unlucky I am with health, in November 2018 I found out I had lupus. Yep. You know, it's not gonna stop with me. It's just one after another after another. It's like my body and my souls are two different entities, and they just hate each other, and constantly my body's trying to like break my soul down. Like, seriously, it's just they hate each other. Like, I don't have an easy life at all, but you know how I try to stay positive because I'm not gonna freaking give up, because I want to live, and you know, I'm gonna try to make the best out of it. So challenge is on, body. Okay. But so when I got lupus, of course, is an autoimmune disease. See, my body, my own defense system, just trying to constantly kill my body. You think it's funny, it's not, but you know, I try to make it funny because that's the only thing that makes me like positive and keep moving forward. So when I have lupus, again, the only thing that treat this stuff is like steroids. So I have to go back on steroid, and with steroid for the strong dose, like the first month I had to take a really high dosage. Again, doctor put me back on PPI because, you know, she didn't want my stomach to go bleed out. So I was on Protonics again, but I think it was only once a day because I only need to take the steroid once a day, like a strong dose once a day. So in the morning with food, whatever. So I took that for like 2 months or so until all my symptoms subsided, and then now I'm good. Still have lupus, not gonna go away, but at least I'm better now. So that's another month of a month or two of PPI, and then again I have some leftover, and I would sometimes, if I get naughty, I ate something bad and then like it hurts, I would take that. And finally, recently, I think the end of 2018, I asked my doctor, because I think something happened again, I have to take steroid again but a lower dose. And then I was like asking my doctor, my rheumatologist, I was like, can I get some more PPI to go with the steroid? And she was like, no. She just straight up told me no. She was like, no, I want you to get off of it. You know, this is a very low dose of steroids, so you should be fine. And I was like, okay. Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for being tough on me. I'm okay now. But so guess what, now 2019, August 2019, I have been off from PPI for a good like year from the last time that I had to take it with the lupus, which is last year. And it was only like a week, I mean, it was only like a month or two, so it wasn't like that serious. But now I eat well. I enjoy the food that I make at home, you know, like just steamed vegetable, baked chicken, and I find them tasty because I have gotten used to the natural flavor of these food, that they're good for you. And honestly, I eat like that Monday to Friday. Over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I eat whatever I want. Last weekend I even had, you know, a couple of drinks. And again, you know how lucky I am, I got that freaking moldy drink into my system because I was stupid enough to not put it in the fridge. So now I have hives broken out all over my body for the last 5 days. I took a bunch of allergy pills, so I'm okay now, but I'm sure they're gonna come back later. I think I'm just gonna go to see the doctor again tomorrow. But anyway, and I'm sorry about the meltdown yesterday that I had. Sometimes you just have to be human and have a little meltdown, but then it is important to know where you stand. Be strong, you know, be positive, because otherwise this world is cruel, my friend. You only have two options: either just to keep moving forward, be strong, fight for yourself, fight for your life, or you can choose to go away. I don't want to go away. I still have so much that I want to do in life. And even though it is frustrating, all of these chronic illnesses that I have, and it's not that I want to be sick, it's like my own body, my immune system is supposed to be the defense system of my body, protecting me, protecting my body. But as I mentioned, they hate each other, so constantly it's trying to kill itself. And I laugh about it now, it's fine, you know. But that is why also I just want to spread my positive energy through all my videos, because I've been there. I've been so depressed for so many years, and it was just sad. Like one day I was just sitting in my bed, like something struck me that day. I'm just like, why am I being like this? You know, my friends asking me to go out, I just said no to everyone. I stay in the house. I was being miserable. I was in pain, I was angry because I just couldn't accept the fact that I am so young, but why do I have all these problems and I can't live my life like other 20-something-year-olds can. You know, I used to be able to do all the things that other people do, and now I can't anymore. So I think at some point it was just, you know, some really dark thoughts came into my head. But at the end, I wanted to live. I wanted to live to see what this beautiful life is given to you, even though inside, like, it's really messed up. Like, my body is constantly trying to kill itself. But yeah, so there are also people who just have it worse too. Like, imagine, sure, I have all this problem like lupus, migraines, I lived in pain for so many years, GERD, what else? Like, I'm sure there might be something else popping up tomorrow too. Now I'm dealing with this hives breaking out for the last 5 days. I don't know when it's gonna stop, but you know, I just have to keep moving forward because I don't want to give up, and I don't want you to give up either. You have hope and you can reach your goal of getting yourself to a better place, so you can do it. And if you need to talk or anything, again, like as many of you have done, just email me, or you know, like put your request if you want me to do any specific video to touch base with you about certain things. I really appreciate you guys because you have no idea. Recently this experience with the hive really reminded me of how you guys feel right now, the feeling that I forgot because I haven't had experience it for like, you know, 8-10 years now. So it really reminded me of how vulnerable you are, how scared you are right now, how frustrated, how angry you are, and I feel you. This hives thing really reminded me of how I felt when I first started having GERD symptoms. So, but at the end, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna take care of myself. I have been just taking the medications that the doctors prescribed to me, even though it's not really working, but I'm gonna give it another day, and then I will go back to the hospital and see what they can do for me. And last but not least, I just want you to know that your body is the only thing that you have, and if you don't have health, you have nothing. Like, I know work is important, school is important, relationships is important, but you have to take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. I mean, except for your parents. Your parents will do everything for you. Like, my mom would still, up to this day, I'm like almost 30 years old, and she would spoon-feed me if I get sick. But yeah, like, your boyfriend's not gonna do that, okay? Even your husband not gonna do that. Like, you gotta have to take care of yourself. So be strong, stay positive, and live the life that you want. Doesn't matter, sure, GERD might be in the way, but now just accept it. Accept that you have this problem. That's how I did it. I feel like I got through this because I accepted that this is me now. This is me. This person who, if I go out, I have needs that, you know, these restaurants have to meet my needs, or these friends gonna have to meet my needs, and I, you know, I communicate this with people around me. Like, my friends are accepted of the way I live now. Like, they know if they're gonna invite me out, they always check the menu of places that they want to go to see if there's something that I can eat, then they will invite me out. Or if they cook, they also make sure that they ask me like what my needs are, so that they can incorporate that into, you know, the things that they're gonna cook. And it's okay, you know, like, the people who care about you will stick around. So I'm here for you. You can do this, you can get better. Let's stay strong together. Even though, again, I sometimes just laugh about it. It's ridiculous. I shake my head all the time. Every single time I have something new happen to me, I'm just like, okay, great. My doctor the other day just thought that I might have autoimmune liver disease, and I was like, all right, just add it onto the list. What else don't I have? But good thing the result came back. I don't have it, but I don't know why my liver enzyme is still elevated, so we'll see. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I have all the points that I wanted to convey to you out. So if you have more questions, leave the comments down below or email me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, my friends. Mwah.